Hello everyone, welcome to my channel where we talk about the things we love like gaming, shows, and anime. Now, I've been meaning to make this list ever since the arrival of the latest Dragon Ball Z game, so after tons of analyzing through all the games, I've made up my mind on which ones deserve to be on this list. There's a lot of shitty Dragon Ball Z games out there, so I apologize for not including most of the abominations made for us fans. So let's get started with number 10, Dragon Ball GT Final Bout. This one most definitely had to make the list. For starters, it's a GT game, so you know you gotta prepare yourself for disappointment. The time this game came out was when 3D fighting games were still struggling with making the mechanics fast and entertaining. The gameplay is very boring and every attack is delayed by like a whole second. When I first played it, I wasn't aware what Dragon Ball GT was. I was in the Cell Saga when the game came out, so I wasn't gonna hate on it right away. I gave the game a chance back then, and I gave it a chance again just in case. The game sucks. Very bad. It doesn't have anything entertaining, and it doesn't have many playable characters either. The roster is 17, but most of them are the same character but in Super Saiyan form. Just a cheap way to try and make the character roster look big. I can't explain a lot about this game because it really doesn't offer anything. The only interesting thing about the game is the cinematic intro. Even though it is GT, but it still features some characters from the Z series, so it's an okay intro. But like I said, everything about this game is a complete waste of time. I'd like to see those GT fans try and defend it. Number 9. Dragon Ball Z Taiketsu. This game came out on the Game Boy Advance and it blew so bad. The game looks like it took notes from GT Final Bout. Game Boy Advance games have unique graphics, and this game's graphics look quite impressive. But they look too computerish and stop motion like. The character sprites look both detailed but scary. Vegeta looks like a puppet and he could give you nightmares. This could have been a great game on the go, but the gameplay just doesn't work. It's horrible. The backgrounds on each level look impressive. Like I said, I'll be honest about every game, so even if a game sucks ass, but at least has one good thing, I'll say it. Dragon Ball Z fights are fast-paced, full of combos, energy blasts, and more. But this game doesn't give you what you want. It just looks scary and, oh man, I can't find the right words to describe it. I mean, look at it. You get mixed emotions throughout the game, like, wow, it looks impressive, and oh god, it's horrible. But colorful. It sucks, but I want to see if I can make it work. It has good music as well, and even unlockable content. But would you really want to play more than one match? Very, very doubtful. Goku moves like a bitch and Vegeta is a fucking puppet. They look like clay and... oh jeez. A very detailed claymation and very colorful. Stop fucking with me, game. Stop trying to make me say nice things about you. You piece of shit. Number 8. Super Dragon Ball Z. This game came out and was forgotten right away. Why? Because it was trying to compete with the Budokai series. I don't know anyone who actually bought the game, or even played it. To me, it felt like an app. It was very short, and sure it was somewhat entertaining, but the fun goes away after about 1 hour or possibly more, depending on whether you enjoy the gameplay and don't mind that it offers little. Honestly, it's not too bad, but I put it on the list because it's one of those games that had potential but didn't use any of it. The gameplay was pretty good, but you don't get many stages or lots of characters like in the Budokai series. The special moves are good, but they don't compare to what Budokai has to offer. You don't have many modes to choose from, so once you beat it, you're stuck with repeating the game over and over until you unlock every customized item or until you get bored. Number 7. Dragon Ball Z Ultimate Battle 22. Here's a game that will entertain you in the music department. The character selection music is awesome and gets you pumped up for disappointment. The game features an awesome intro and even a secret intro if you input a code for extra characters. It even changes the title to Ultimate Battle 27. The character sprites look identical to the anime designs. I love that, but why is it on the list? Because the game acts like it's about to give you everything you wanted in a DBZ game, but then you play a match and realize that it is slow, sloppy, shitty special moves. If you can find out how to perform them, the music is pretty good for each stage, the stage designs look great as well, but why put very little into the gameplay? It's like when we watch a movie trailer and it makes the movie look so badass and interesting, so you wait for months until it finally comes out in theaters, and when you watch it, you're left with Star Wars Episode 1. I wish this game was good. It got us all hyped up for nothing. The American commercial kinda gave us a hint of what to use the game as instead of playing it.
What if it was the only role left?
Love Dragon Ball Z? Get Ultimate Battle 22, the import for the PlayStation game console. Rated Teen.
One of the most annoying things in the game is that after throwing a few blasts at your opponent, your character will get tired and pretty much be open for abuse. Number 6. Dragon Ball Z Budokai 2. Here's yet another game we were expecting more from. The first game was a new experience on a Dragon Ball Z game with great 3D graphics for its time, a good amount of playable characters, great special moves, cool stages, enjoying cutscenes, a lot of them, and everything we wanted from an early 3D Dragon Ball Z game. So why wouldn't we expect a sequel? Not to mention a great one. With more characters, more stages, more music, special moves, newer game modes, and more. But what do we get instead? This ridiculous Super Mario World ripoff. I mean, seriously, what is this? A board game? We never asked for this. The gameplay was still as good as the first one, and music is great as well. The special moves are okay, but we expected a lot more. You know this game was a bad sequel to the Budokai series when they didn't even include it on the HD release of the Budokai collection. Also, don't bother with the HD release. It's a censored version of Part 1 and 3. Number 5. Dragon Ball Z Battle of Z. This is a game I was waiting for as soon as I saw the trailer for it. I got even more hyped when they said it would be coming to the PS Vita as well. But as soon as it came out, I couldn't find it on the Vita. You know why? Because you could only play it on the Vita by downloading it off of PlayStation Network. That's a good thing because the game is a piece of dragon turds, and for once, I'm glad that PS Vita memory sticks are expensive as fuck, so that I cannot buy Vita games off of PlayStation Network. That's a little message for PlayStation to tone down the price. You hear me, guys? Huh, Sony? So let me begin by describing everything that is good about this game. The graphics look nice. It's a little too shiny, but still nice. The online screen is pretty cool because you see the planet Earth and tons of lights representing the online players, all revolving around Earth. The main thing this game has to offer is that you can have 4 players fight against 4 others at the same time on the same stage. And that is all. Now let's talk about the bad things in this game. The controls are somewhat similar to those in the Tenkaichi series, but it ain't. The controls are hard to maneuver and the combo system is a complete mess. I don't even think you can charge your ki during a fight. I seriously tried every button and combination to charge my ki, but it was no use. So I'm guessing you can't even charge it. Then one of the stupidest things is that after a fight, you are forced to give out all your energy to a random online player. I don't see what's the point of this, but you have to do it every time and mash a button over and over until the bar's full. The modes are not amusing, and one of the lamest things in the game is what they did with the characters and the amount of characters that are in the game. Just like in Dragon Ball GT Final Bout, the character roster is expanded by repeating the same character multiple times. There are 75 characters, but the roster consists of 6 Gokus, not including the fusion ones with Vegeta or his giant ape form, 6 Gohans, 3 Vegetas, 5 different Friezas because of each form and the full power one, 4 Cells for each transformation and the perfect cell, 6 Trunks, two that are the kid versions, and not including the fusion ones, 4 Majin Boos, 4 Coolers, 3 Gotenks, 2 Bardogs, not including his ape form. You see what this is? The real roster is actually 33 different characters if they can each transform when they please. But yeah, you can't transform during a battle. And they did that so the roster would look like it's a lot of characters. I was really hoping that they would fix this before the game was released, and even though the fans left so many messages saying that they should fix that before the game gets released, they did it anyways. They might as well should have added more playable characters like Goku with a different symbol on his shirt, Goku without a symbol on his shirt, Goku without a shirt, Goku with Saiyan armor, Goku with Naruto clothes. Oh wait, they did that already. And he counts as a separate character. Fucking idiots. Number 4, Dragon Ball Z Connect. You know this game's a piece of shit when it says Connect on the title. The Connect feature for the Xbox is one of the worst add-ons you could ever buy, and every single game for the Connect demonstrates how awful it is. And once I heard that Dragon Ball Z was getting a Connect game, I knew I had to include the game on the list before the game was even out. It's sad because if you think about it, the concept could have worked. I mean, you getting to fight in a DBZ world controlling Goku's attacks with your own body movements? Heck, it could have even been a workout. Us fans are always trying to perform a Kamehameha and all sorts of Z Fighter attacks, so this could have been the perfect opportunity. But of course, they failed miserably and gave us a laughable game that loses interest even before you play it. I mean, check out the commercial for it. The guy doesn't even say Saiyan correctly.
Become a Super Saiyan. Play Dragon Ball Z like you've never played it before.
I can honestly say that the only reason to buy this game at the time it was released was to get that Super Saiyan hair hat that looks like a Burger King cardboard crown. Number 3, Dragon Ball Z Sagas. Here's a Dragon Ball Z game with a kick-ass concept. You got 2-player co-op fighting your way through Frieza's henchmen and Cell, his juniors, and Boo. It's like we finally got an arcade version of Dragon Ball Z, right? Fuck no! They ruined everything about the concept. You can't fly high. Your opponent makes you look like a Raditz. The game glitches as much as Superman 64. The game gets repetitive right away. Your special moves are as weak as your basic moves. And did I mention that it glitches all the time? You can't find entertainment with this game. The 2-player co-op feature does not save the game at all. In fact, it frustrates you and your friend more than ever. I'd rather play Dragon Ball Z Taiketsu because at least it gives me false hope all the way. Okay, forget about what I said. I can't touch these games. There is no point in playing them all the way. I'd rather play those Japanese RPG games without English translation and play it all the way till the end. Let's go to the next one. I don't want to talk about this game anymore. Number 2, Dragon Ball Evolution. Oh man, this game is gonna be fun to criticize. Nah, I'm straight up gonna talk massive shit about this game. This fucking desperate money craver should not have been born. But since the movie didn't make money, might as well attempt it with the game based on it, right? I found a dildo more appealing than this, and I'm straight. You got awesome characters like Hollywood Goku with his Donkey Kong ape form. You got Crouching Tiger Hidden Talent. Yamcha without a flying cat and a drill for some reason. Anna Williams, Hollywood Bulma. Yeah, Bulma's a fighter in the game. And pretty much every other super cool character from the movie. Except for the high school bullies. Because they're too cool for this game. The gameplay is... Wait, you don't care about the gameplay. No one is ever gonna bother to play this game. But since you're curious, the gameplay is a copy of the Budokai series. I mean, for some reason, the same fucking creators, which is Bandai, actually worked on the game as well. Didn't they know that nobody would ever waste a nickel on this product? We may have let our curiosity get the worst of us by watching the movie, but I know what you're all thinking. Who was actually willing to work on this game? Who took their time to make polygons for each character and draw the characters in such a nice quality? If only I could get a hold of one of the creators from either the game or the movie. I have so many questions to ask them. But now that I think about it, I'm sure their answer would be profit, money, merchandise. You want to know what I think? I think some of the creators actually tried to make the game bad. I mean, look at how they walk. There's no way someone would make them walk like they shit themselves and assume it looks great. You ever want to play a drinking game? Try this game out. I know you lose either way, but at least you'll be laughing your ass off with your friends. And number 1 is Dragon Ball Z Legacy of Goku. So, Dragon Ball Evolution was destined to be horrible no matter how good the gameplay is. But here, there was no excuse. This was the first American Dragon Ball Z game, so you would assume that they would give it their A game. But it looks like instead they said, hey, it's our first game, so don't worry about whether it's good or not, because it's the first. In this game, you control Goku and only him. You start off by fighting critters in the forest and make your way towards Raditz. So, how's the gameplay? Very boring. You can punch, fire a ki blast, and fly like about 2 inches off the ground. Goku sounds nothing like the American voice actor. Your opponents can kill you with like 3 hits. Even the smallest critters can easily kill you. The punch attack is practically useless because everything can kill you with about 3 hits, so you have to keep your distance if you want to progress. The only somewhat entertaining part of the game is exploring the area you're in. Just because you're curious of what certain areas in the DBZ world look like. This game has no music, no action, and nothing you would want to see in a Dragon Ball Z game. It's funny how they made a sequel even though this game was horrible, but the sequel actually turned out to be great. I mean, it was a lot of fun. But here, if you're as desperate and as bored as I was when I decided to play it all the way through, trust me, you won't feel satisfied. I played the entire game because I was on a road trip and a couple days away from home, so I had little to no other choice but to play this fucking game. The game ends with Goku defeating Frieza and being trapped in Planet Namek where it blows up and leaves the player wondering if Goku made it out. Imagine if I didn't know what happened next. I'd be fucking pissed. I'd most likely chuck the game out the window. That's the end of the top 10 list. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if so, put a thumbs up. And if there are any other horrible DBZ games you hated the most, let me know in the comments. And if you see more of my videos and you just enjoy the shit out of them, be sure to hit that subscribe button and I'll let you know when I post up more videos on my top 10 lists. This is Score saying have an awesome day.